Okay, I am back with more Sulfur Cube monorails. Oh, this is the old path. Remember the ending? We can come over here to our uh, two-way junction, which if I press that button, I would go back that way. And if I press this button, I will continue this way. Right over here is a booster. So depending on how long your path is, you might have to have multiple boosters so you can regain your speed. But I've been stopped and I'm going to be going on until I hit this corner junction. This red button will send me back that way. Uh, well, this button sends me back that way. This button sends me this way. So let's just go this way. And then soon, right there, is my corner turner. It'll just send me this way. And then right over here is another ending. But you know, there's some stuff behind me. I worked on these for about 4 hours in total. Well, I was working on this thing earlier that you might have seen. I was working on these for about an hour. It's just some elevation gain stuff. Just trying to figure out how much you could do. And I still suck at redstone. So forgive me for not making this as efficient as it could be. But with this design, you can get about 6 blocks in elevation gain. And I couldn't figure out any vertical, like directly vertical solutions for elevation gain. But right over here is the bulk of what I was working on today. So that was an ending like regular, but over here, this, as you could think, is a three-way junction. You can stop here. If I go press this red button, it'll send me that way. Press this green button, it sends me that way. Press this blue button, it sends me that way. So let's just check this real quick. And hopefully I cleared this one out so I don't have to reset it. Looks like I did. So I can come back all the way over here and you'll see that it will stop me again. And right there, it has stopped me. And now I can go this way. And if you can, you might be able to already guess what this one is. But it is a four-way Sulfur Cube monorail junction. I can press this button to go that way. I can press this green button to go that way. I can press the yellow button to go that way and the blue button to go that way. So, if I press this purple button, as I said earlier, it sends me this way. Nice and simple. Over here is just automatically sends me back because I don't, or I forgot the string on this one. Should have automatically sent me back. But it seems like I gotta reset this. But you'll get to see at least a bit of how these junctions work in just a moment. And let me just go back real quick. And then I'm locked in place like all the other stops. So here, I've color-coded the buttons so I could figure this out properly. So purple button, this will activate this piston over here to send you that way, which is the direction that the purple button says you'll be going. Right here, there's a path right here which sends in a signal to this ice block, which this piston will then get hit. But this thing needs to be here first, so that gets hit, and then you'll be able to get pushed. And kind of the same for every single one. You have to be able to activate this piston and this, and it looks pretty similar for most of these. The one thing is that these extra paths to the orange. So the red path is to close everything, and just like my thing over here, this orange path will essentially block the red path from ever closing the things. Because if I stand on these, this triggers the red path, and it turns all these to go down. So essentially, what I needed to do in order for any of these buttons to work properly and not break the entire system is make it so at the push of one of these buttons, it will deactivate the red system for a set amount of time. Just enough time so that the sulfur cube can get past this, the tripwire hook on each of these rails, since the tripwire hook would send everything to be sent down instead of just the one direction, and it will cause the entire system to just break. Same thing over here. The red system causes things to close. Wait, no. In this one, the purple system causes things to close. The orange system causes things to cancel out. The green feeds directly into this piston, the duo. The blue has needed to get changed over and up to activate this piston duo, so it'll send you that way, seeing that it is that direction's button. This red path gets redirected over here and into these. And yeah, this is using a weird setup here with a dual redstone torch, but I needed that to space-wise because I'm not that great at redstone. So I needed that space-wise in order to get things to work, and it sends me over this direction. And just so you can get a somewhat understanding on how things can work, let me press the blue button to go back this direction. No, the yellow button to go back this direction. Activates that, which then pushes that down, pushes that piston, and these are blocked. So when this got activated, this thing, when the tripwire hooks got activated, this repeater is blocked and it's unable to close these pistons. So it keeps the system all set. And coming back over here, you can see purple line causes the things to close. And yeah, there's one purple line feeding into this piston in order to stop it. And let's say I want to go back over to the junction. So let's see that, I press the green button, which activates that, which also the green button activates the orange line to stop these repeaters from activating. So then the purple line cannot activate itself, causing the system to break, and you're able to go all the way back to where you need it to be. That was a fun 4 hours of figuring all of this out. But if you want to see how I made any of these, or want to see me do more of this, I will be making more videos on Sulfur Cube monorails, as well as also probably doing some actual videos soon, at least. But this is what was on my mind for the past couple days, so I wanted to get it done with, since no one else, at least from what I've seen, has made a modular Sulfur Cube monorail that actually has these features. Because most often, your average Sulfur Cube monorail is just one end over to the other end and all the way back to the other end. So this system, if you would like me to show you how I actually built these, allows you to essentially just stop it from being a two-way track, and you're able to actually get to more places than just a line. But that would take a lot of time. So, well, that's all I have. See ya.